Hello, welcome to another edition of Safety Tips. I'm your guide, Paul Orukamayan. We're going to be looking at preventing abdominal pain. Uh, when we say preventing abdominal pain, what actually it means. Abdominal pain is a term that we use to refer to any pain you feel around your belly. This pain comes in different form and in different shade. It comes as an emergency, and so if you don't think of those preventive measures, it could cause you unaware, and it could actually lead to public embarrassment in your own part. And for some people, abdominal pain has left a serious mark in their lifetime, and for others, they also pass out within this period of experiencing abdominal pain. So we're going to quickly look at those major factors, those things that could cause abdominal pain. One is, have you heard of the period pain before? For young ladies who are just coming up, the word we call period pain is the pain that a lady experiences when approaching a menstrual cycle, and sometimes that pain stays all through a menstrual cycle period. Actually, if you have experienced any lady who suffer from such abdominal pain, you truly understand what and how serious it could be for somebody to have such pain. Another thing that could cause it is what we call stomach bug. All of a sudden you start feeling serious bugs in your stomach, feel hotness in your stomach, feel indigestion in your stomach. Some things that could take you seriously out of wind. And when it starts, you become so restless and as well become thrown off. Something else that could cause stomach pain is what we call overfeeding. Have you had somebody who overfed before? Food is good for the body, but sometimes when it's too much, it's actually dangerous to your health. So we actually encourage you not to overfeed your stomach, because that overfeeding, where it's supposed to make you health-wise, could also reverse the situation. Constipation. Some people, they eat and they find it difficult to digest that food at a given time. Either you ate in the wrong hour, or probably you took the wrong food that your system is reacting to. Some people actually suffer from constipation just because they see anything and they want to eat anything. Sometimes it's actually dangerous because it could cause stomach pain. Gas. What do we mean by gas? A lot of people over time find themselves in situations where they consume food that transform into gastric aspiration. Take for example beans. If you see a lot of women, they tell you, I don't like beans. They could eat such food or eat food that is already contaminated, and it transforms into gastric nature, and it's like evaporates at each second in the system. All these are some of the things that could cause abdominal pains. What are the critical preventive measures for abdominal pain? One, rehydration. Do you know, if you are properly hydrated, you can stay away from abdominal pain as long as your lifetime? Hydration itself is a process where you keep fluid within your system to ensure that whatever comes into your system is well digested and separated. What do we mean separated? The abdominal region is designed to take in substance, refine it, take the refined product into the body system for the body builds, and the unrefined system or unrefined things, it transfers it into the lower digestive system for you to excrete. Now, if you consume anything and there's no enough water in your system for the system to be able to refine, extract the body needs, and push away the non-required products, these things are going to stock in the stomach and it's going to lead to serious abdominal pain. So we encourage you, each time you eat, anytime you eat food, ensure that you are well hydrated. Take enough water. If your stomach is empty, take water on its own, because when the abdomen is dried, it also could lead to such pain. Practice good hygiene in food. There are some people, they're just moving along the road and they buy apple, and the next thing they put it in their mouth. They say the person who sold it washed it. Do you know the kind of water the person used in washing it? Some people are of the habit, they eat anywhere they see. Sometimes I laugh when I see my friends in Lagos. Somebody is sitting just on top of a drain, smelling seriously with insects flying everywhere. And they're selling food, and you just walk in there and you start eating. Practice good food hygiene. If you don't take with good food hygiene, you could lead yourself to serious abdominal problem. So we encourage you, when you cook, what you buy, if you buy meats from the market, if you buy foodstuff from the market, wash them properly, disinfect them if you can disinfect before you. Ensure that your food are well covered. If it's fruit, make sure the fruit is washed before you consume it. Practice good hand hygiene is another preventive measure. A lot of African foods are dependable of swallow and food that you pick with your hands to consume. How would somebody just return from the toilet and you carelessly wash your hand with ordinary water and dip it into a food and consume? Obviously, you're going to carry bacteria into your system that will lead to abdominal pain. So you just touch your hands anywhere. It's not about coronavirus now. You touch your hands anywhere and you pick biscuit and put it in your mouth. That virus, that bacteria that you pick from the surface you touch, goes into the biscuit and goes into your abdomen, and it leads to abdominal pain. So if you want to stay away from abdominal pain, ensure that you practice good hand hygiene. Avoid contaminated food. What do I mean by contaminated food? You can imagine somebody who bought akara in the morning and forgot the akara without putting it in the fridge. In the night, you want to eat akara at about 8. Even when you perceive some kind of odor from problem, let me microwave it and such foods could already be contaminated. Beans that you've not worn for a very long time, or soup that you saw developing, start to warm and eat it. You are putting your abdomen at risk, and it could destroy your entire belly lining within the process. So avoid contaminated food. It's going to save your stomach from experiencing pain. Final prevention is get yourself involved in exercise. What exercise do we say? Make a sit-up exercise. Take a long walk. Ensure that you are involved in exercise, most especially after taking your meal. Ensure that you are involved in exercise. Good exercise enable the abdomen itself to redefine and position itself in a normal, regular day-to-day. Good exercise enable the stomach to be able to function effectively well in case of emergency. So now we're going to look at some little tips that you need to take in case you could not prevent abdominal pain. For example, we said periodic pain sometimes are not preventable. If you have ever experienced periodic pain, what we call periodic pain is what we call menstrual pain. It says that before the commencement of your menstrual cycle, at least 24 hours before your menstrual cycle, you could take what we call the first aid drug, which are common pain relief. If you take it before, it helps your system to fight against the menstrual pain itself. However, if it is a constant thing, it's advisable that you see your medical advisor who will prescribe the required drug control for such menstrual pain. If the pain starts, ensure that you always reassure the person and put the person in a comfortable position. For women, anytime you experience abdominal pain, it's always advisable that you have a warm container, an hot water container, either a water bottle or a warmer bag. Fill it with hot water and put it under your abdomen. It's very helpful for women who have period pain. Put it on the lower part of your abdomen and hold it to it. What the warmness does, it helps to rearrange its system. It helps to rearrange the system to reduce the pain. You discover in most time, it drops the pain down immediately. And if the person is having stomach pain without vomiting, it's recommended that you rehydrate that person almost immediately. When you rehydrate the person, it enables the stomach to have a lot of fluid to reset itself. Finally, you should note that this following are things that must be done whenever somebody is having abdominal pain. If the person vomits, if the person starts vomiting and stooling as a result of abdominal pain, it's the time for you to seek medical advice while you rehydrate that person. Sometimes abdominal pain, stool, and vomiting can be associated with discharge of blood. If you see any sign of blood from vomit or the stooling, you don't need to keep that person. You need to take the person immediately to the hospital. It's a period pain, and the lady insists on a severe pain, you need to get that lady to the hospital as quick as possible, keeping her in a better more comfortable sitting position for her, and get her to the medical professionals. A lot of ladies have lost their womb as a result of menstrual pain and severe period pain. So if you don't get that lady to the hospital because the pain persists, you could end up destroying the future of that lady. If you think overfeeding is the cause of your abdominal pain, why don't you take a walk around your house? Immediately take a walk around your house, take a long walk, and after some time, you come back, you will discover that you are okay. Never lie down when you discover that abdominal pain is as a result of overfeeding, because you could get choked and die from there. I remain your guide, Paul Orukamayan, on safety tip.